On this day to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., events were held around Louisville to celebrate his life and legacy. While most of these events were held virtual this year, there was one group that braved the cold to get their message heard. Kristen Goodwillie tells us about the different events in our area today.
It was a remembrance today of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as people gathered to commemorate all that Dr. King accomplished and the work that still needs to be done.
One of the things that God allowed me to do is live long enough to see black and white.
Dr. Reverend Charles Elliott Jr. with King Solomon Missionary Baptist Church continued his annual prayer. Reverend Elliott has long been a civil rights advocate in Louisville.
A long way.
Marching alongside Dr. King in Kentucky decades ago.
I'm one of those who brought Dr. King here about 50-some years ago when we were not allowed to buy a house in certain areas.
As the community braved the cold to remember Dr. King's legacy.
He said something like, I'd rather go with love because hate is just too much to bear. And so right now in our city, I think this is what we need.
So it's time for all of us to learn to love each other, support each other, and build this community back up and bring it back to what it can be and what we all should be.
Ending with a motorcade. The annual MLK Jr. celebration at Cathedral of the Assumption held its traditional prayer.
It is time for the white community to speak up.
The remembrance centering around the idea of repair.
We may be stirred to action and seek productive solutions to unify all races.
The city of Charlestown, Indiana also held their MLK Day of Service cleanup. K9K Solutions, a local family-owned business, did their part by cleaning up a local park. I'm Kristen Goodwillie, WHAS 11 News.